as when they were made, though. Perhaps they belonged to Lewis. An empty vase. It looks old, like everything. A coffee grinder is the last thing I'd have expected in an English castle, but it looks really new and unused. The door is bolted. Might lead. She's so busy at the moment. I don't want to disturb her. Who have we got here? Huh. This thieving magpie in a raven suit has something I need. I bet the raven stole the piece of mosaic from Angelina's backpack and brought it here to its nest. An ancient well. I can't imagine that it's still in use. Even this place must have a normal water supply by now. There used to be some sort of device hanging on this frame which brought the water to the surface. There's nothing about the well that interests me, and hopefully nothing in the well either. There's nothing about the well. I bet the raven stole the piece of mosaic from Angelina's backpack and brought it here to its nest. I bet the raven stole the piece of mosaic from Angelina's backpack and brought it here to its nest. I bet the raven stole the piece of mosaic. I'm sure the raven would love this shiny spoon, but if I just put it down somewhere, he'll get it and fly straight back to the nest. I wouldn't have enough time to get the piece of mosaic, and I'm sure he's not gonna give it to me in gratitude for the spoon. Hastings are to blame for the English still driving on the left. If you were to guide your horse with your right hand, you'd run the risk of being squashed between the wagons. Judging by its condition, the car was probably in use up until a few years ago, but it's been standing there for some time now. An old wooden staircase. Probably leads to the stableman's room. I don't want to go up there. Doesn't look very sturdy. I don't want to go up there. The gate must have been replaced a short time ago. The wood still looks new. But I don't think there's anything suspicious about that. That's probably the Gordon's family coat of arms. I don't know anything about heraldry, but there are complicated rules about creating and reading coats of arms. It probably means something like, "We are a very old family, but unfortunately also quite insane. Please keep your distance." An old wooden ladder. It seems to have been used a lot. The rungs are really worn and smooth. The best of British technology. At least it used to be. Lewis toolbox. Various wrenches, a cloth, a hammer, pliers, all the things you need. I think I'll take the big hammer. I could also use it as a weapon if I need to, which might be the case in this place. I don't need any more. If I... Ralph was talking about but who drove from the castle to the crime scene this morning? What were they doing there? I don't even know about American cars in the last 10 years. My knowledge of English cars from the first half of the century is absolutely zilch. Hey, Lewis.
then, I thought you'd been thrown out.
Lady Victoria gave me permission to have a look around the castle and the gardens.
How nice of her. What do you want?
What can you tell me about the castle?
Nothing. A big, ugly building.
With an overgrown garden.
What have I got to do with that?
Aren't you the gardener?
My garden's a few 100 miles west of here.
In Wales.
That's right.
So you just do the bare minimum here, if at all.
The garden's too big for one man alone, and what's the point in looking after it? This whole place is doomed. The house is falling apart. The lady won't live for much longer, and Bates is as good as dead.
You're hoping that Lady Eleanor will return to Wales when Lady Victoria dies.
Perhaps.
That's a nice car.
Certainly is. The only decent surprise here. I discovered it behind the stables. Built it back up from scratch. My father used to work on a car like this, and he taught me quite a bit.
Do you sometimes take it out for a spin? To the coast, for example?
I drive the ladies. They used to still have bloody horses in the stable, but looking after them was too much effort for the old folks. Now, this is the only pair of wheels. But the ladies don't leave the house much at all. Bates usually walks to the village. He says it's good for his health. But every time...
You weren't at the coast with the car this morning?
No.
What can you tell me about Lady Eleanor?
If you want to know something about Lady Eleanor, then you better ask Lady Eleanor. She's her own favorite son.
You mean she's egotistical?
She threw everything away and fled here in a mad rush after Sir Richard died. Who does such a thing?
The castle and the garden in Wales reminded her of her dead husband.
And she should have thought of the family history. You don't just give up an house where generations have lived and worked.
How did her husband die?
He blew himself up, did all kinds of strange experiments. In the last years, he became obsessed with uncovering the secret of what drove Sir William and his sons insane. He hardly left his lab anymore, and collapsed in exhaustion more than once. Her ladyship was very worried.
Bates seems to be very tired.
He's terminally ill. The doctors say it's a miracle he's still alive. But let me tell you, Bates will kick the bucket on the very same day that Lady Victoria dies. Like a dog that follows its master. I think he just finds it unfitting to die before his mistress.
He says he's worked for the Gordons for more than 70 years, and that he knows all their secrets.
I'd believe that at the drop of a hat. No one knows the castle and garden better than him. But when it gets to his own bonds, he's getting forgetful. The loyal soul.
I met Sally.
Huh. The only one in the castle who's not at least 100 and starting to decay.
Is she a good housekeeper?
She's lousy.
She often seems to be in trouble with Bates because of that.
He's the one that chose her.
Why did he do that?
Yeah, if you're worried about being replaced.
Then you chose the worst possible replacement to stay indispensable yourself.
That's how it is.
Lewis, do you believe in ghosts? Some tourists claim they've seen some here.
Oh, yeah, the reputed ghost. A whole pack of them completely trashed the garden.
Lady Eleanor said she gave you the option of going back home to Wales, and even offered some money to get you set up.
I don't know what that's got to do with you.
I just find it strange. You desperately...
And then? Work as a caretaker in a new bloody housing estate? I've offered more than once to look after the castle, but apparently there's not enough money for that.
So, it's not so much about going back to Wales. It's
That's
more...
right.
What you really want is to turn back time. Unfortunately, that's never been possible. Well, see you later.
Not if I see you first.
He doesn't like that at all. I gotta be careful. Ravens have got hard beaks that are sharp as knives. Ow! The critter starts pecking at my fingers as long as the birds in the nest have got no... There's nothing about the well that... I'm not gonna throw away. I don't want to go up there. Doesn't... I don't think the ladies would be that happy if I were to use a hammer on the stone slab. You'd hear that through the castle. Well, the police would be straight on to me, then things would get really complicated. That's taking it a bit far. Lady Victoria's on the phone. Let's see.
I don't know if it's him. Don't we have a photograph?
Young man, it's not befitting, even for a policeman, to eavesdrop behind closed doors.
I didn't mean to. Pardon me. Were they talking about me? But why should Lady Victoria, of all people, cooperate with the Order? She's got more of a reason than anyone else to want to put an end to the curse. Oh, I don't want to disturb Lady Victoria's. A large double-winged door. It's locked. It's locked. I can't make out from here whether they're real gas lamps or electric lamps made to look old. Anywhere else, I'd be absolutely certain that there wouldn't be real gas lamps hanging from the ceiling. Not here. So much for the nakedness in England. 4 naked girls at once here. In the chapter all entertaining. So much for the nakedness. An old-fashioned telephone. An old-fashioned... An antique vase or carafe. It's locked. There's probably nothing special. A pile of towels. Small ones. A pile of towels. I wonder what was going on with that mirror down there in the hall. I really thought I saw Samuel Gordon. I'll probably collapse of exhaustion when this is all over. That is so comfortable. A bench in a bathroom. Jeez. Curtains in the bathroom. Oh well, to each their own. Lots of roofs, alcoves, walls. I wonder how many rooms the castle has. You could easily hide Mum's. A tap, like any other you might have found in this country 50 years. It's running. An old-fashioned bathtub. Doesn't look uncomfortable, but it... I can't see anything unusual, apart from the fact that the... I can't see any... up, and so on. What an effort it must take to keep this old tiled floor so clean. I can imagine Bates checking. The floor is more than clean. The floor is more than the door is locked. Victoria, would you please tell me what's behind the locked door?
Only an unused wing of the house.
Could I have a quick look in there?
No, unfortunately not. The wing is in danger of collapsing, and that's why it's closed off. For your own sake, keep well away from that wing.
Absolutely. Your domestic help, this Sally...
Ah, have you already met her?
She doesn't really seem to fit in here.
With us old people, do you mean?
She seems to be the exact opposite of Bates.
That's a sharp observation. She embodies everything which is the opposite of Bates.
Perhaps he wanted to demonstrate to you what you have in him.
I know exactly what I have in him. But I also know he's not well. I will look for the next domestic help. And it will be someone rather more industrious.
I'll go and take a bit of a look around.
Of course.
What's behind the closed door over there?
There was a terrible fire here 24 years ago. Samuel's wife, Catherine, that wing has been closed off since then. Too many memories, I think.
Did the fire start on the ground floor?
No, on the first floor. But even the rooms below those destroyed in the fire remain closed. Bates and
I see. Was anyone else injured or killed?
One of the cooks was injured. As far as I know, she wanted to help and was badly burned.
I'm going to have another look around. Goodbye, Lady Eleanor.
It's nice to see another face.
A basket of knitting gear. Wool. May I borrow a piece of thread, Lady Eleanor?
Some thread?
Yes, please. About 2 meters?
Certainly.
Thanks. Good. Thread is always useful. I don't see what old ladies get out of knitting. Really not. Looks as if the ivy has killed the tree, and quite convenient for a burglar. But as long as I'm allowed to roam freely... The castle looks really lived in from here. There's light coming from many of the windows. The view would be great from up there. The tower seems to have windows on every side. Perhaps it used to be a defense tower and was later converted. Maybe it just looked like that from the beginning. The guy who built this castle had weird taste. That way leads deeper into the garden. It's all overgrown and fallen apart. I don't think I'm gonna find anything in this wilderness. I've knotted the spoon to the thread. Let's try it. Look at this, a shiny... Excellent. Angelina's mosaic piece. A piece of mosaic for a spoon. A good deal for me. I've got what I want. I'm not going to. There's nothing about the well that interests me. It reminds me of the leaded glass in church windows. According to Angelina, all three pieces together... I'd rather leave him to his work. Good day, Sally.
Yes?
Lewis seems to take care of his car rather better than the garden.
That's for sure. Ever since I've been here, he's been doing something to it nearly every day. And when he's not fixing it...
Has he driven it this morning?
This morning? Yeah, he did. I heard him starting it up. You can't help but hear that.
But you didn't see him.
I know exactly what that car sounds like. When he's working on it, he must started something like 20 times.
But you weren't able to see whether or not
Lewis is the only one who drives that car.
Okay. Do you know what's behind the locked door in the hall?
I've asked myself that question too. Once, he got me listening at the door. He gave me such a telling off, like nothing I'd ever known before. He was so mad, he nearly collapsed. He was coughing blood and I've been giving the door a wide berth.
I've got to find out what's behind that door. The rooms there would be Lewis said that Bates selected you for the position.
Yeah, that's right. There were a few candidates. The cleverest ones made for the exit as soon as they reached the gate. But if I was being honest, I thought that out of those I met, there were a few. I was a bit surprised when he chose me.
He must have been impressed by your...
Yeah, and so now, all he does is moan about everything. He spends the whole day creeping about after me.
Okay. I won't keep you...
Don't worry about it.
An old, original English teapot. Huh. I could ring for tea time. That would get the ladies out of the hall.
Don't touch! Please excuse me, but this teapot is... He just popped down to the village to get some tea. We've run out.
There's no more tea? I didn't even think that'd be possible in an English castle.
Bates said that the tea had gone bad. He got rid of it.
Huh. Boy, he needed an excuse. As long as Sally's here in the kitchen, I won't get in. Hey, Lewis.
What is it now?
Sally says that you were out in the car this morning.
Sally should keep her nose in her gossip magazines where it belongs.
So you didn't go out in the car this morning?
I said that already.
I don't believe it. Which of the old folks were driven the car? Well,
Not if I see you first.
I'd rather leave. Oh, excellent. Transylvania may be somewhere in Romania. That's the or playing pirates. She's so big. Huh. The plant hasn't been here long. Considering the amount of light it gets, it's not gonna last long either. Stories, adventures, and fairy tales. Dickens, Defoe, Anderson. Shakespeare dramas, Shakespeare tragedies. The Encyclopedia Britannica in at least 3 editions. Bibles and religious texts. Some of them look damn valuable. A little side table with a tea service on it. A little side table. An old-fashioned telephone. An old-fashioned... That's the Gordon's family tree. Almost the same as the one in Wales. That's the Gordon's family. Looks as though something's been painted over here at the top, directly above Samuel and Catherine's generation. Unfortunately, it's been painted over. That's the Gordon's family. That's the Gordon's family. At its peak, the British Empire encompassed around the globe is from this period. The ladies probably approve more. The castle is very beautiful, but, well,
It's slowly falling. I'm afraid you're right. It's
how do you mean that?
the Gordon line. We've lived here in this area for centuries and have shaped it like no one else. Our family is going to die out, Mr. Fogg. And the worst thing is, I am no
You mean because
of the misery for which some of
I
us
just realized that if Angelina's right, she doesn't seem to know anything about her grandson. I'll go and take a bit of a look
Of
around.
course.
I don't have anything. As long as Sally's here in the kitchen. She's so busy at floor here. It rains. And now the boots look like boots should. Ah, what a... It used to be clean. Good day, Sally.
Yes?
I noticed that the bathroom floor up there is extremely dirty.
What? Not again.
It looks like boot prints.
I've told Lewis a million times. He shouldn't come through the... Damn it! I better clean that up before the old Git notices it. Other...
Sally is distracted. Time to secretly take the teapot to the library. And then I'll try to work out where I can get some tea at short notice. An English teapot. I can use it. So, the teapot and service are already in place. Now we just need some tea. It'll be dangerous for me in the village. The Order will definitely be looking, but it'd be a good opportunity to see if Bates is trying to... I'm gonna have to go back to the village and get some tea. But here's a phone. Then, let's do... Murray? Hello. Darren Michaels here. Oh, I'll be leaving today. I'll be at the hotel in about half an hour. No, I just wanted to let you know so you can, write the bill. Nothing to pay? Oh, right. I paid in advance. Never mind. Now you know. See you in half an hour, Murray. See you soon. Okay, so Murray knows. If I'm not completely mistaken, we're to the village. hardly believed he was shopping at the library. Damn it, Tom's here again. So Bates has got something to do with the order. Gotta get closer, but better around the outside.
Kelva, but you are generously compensated.
Yeah. You know exactly how much I need this bloody compensation.
I will not tolerate that tone of voice. You know.
All right, man. I'll go and look for her.
Thank you very much.
Interesting. Damn. How else can I get a tea in this dump of a place? I can scarcely recognize what must have been written weeks ago. The wind and the rain, taking into account this country's food culture, and the look of the pub. An overturned beer keg, pure show for the tourist, exactly like in... How fitting. Bracket the same principle as in the but it's damn well worked. Damn. I don't... How fitting. The same... But it's damn well worked. How the same principle as in the other. Everything's ready. Just need some hot water. I'll just let Sally know. Good day, Sally.
Yes?
Sally, Bates has asked me to tell you that you can announce tea time today.
Oh, so I'm good enough for that now, am I?
He was rather exhausted after doing the shopping.
No wonder. I don't understand why he simply didn't.
I do. That's taking it a bit far. I'm almost certain there's a secret compartment hidden behind this. There's an ornate fence or some kind of barrier. Angelina's message. Darren, I hope this letter finds you.
I can't tell you just how sorry I am that I wasn't honest with you right from the start. I've underestimated the danger from the Order for way too long. I've been playing a little game, and now it looks...
There's an ornate fence. Sally put her cleaning things down here. I'll take the mop with me. I can't see anything unusual. Ah! What's wrong with me? Samuel had a book in his hand, and he was pointing to this tile. What's wrong with me? Samuel had a... The apparition pointed to these tiles. It won't move at all. Whoa! There's a cavity behind it. A handwritten page from a book. It looks like it's from William Gordon's diary, with additions from his grandson, Samuel. As far as I know, they both fell from one of the castle towers. Now, did Samuel rip out the page and put then... Why? Huh. There are lots of little pyramids, triangles. Now, I see. The floors. in Samuel's... Let's see. You can push them in. Most of the ripped out pages don't tell me. I'm almost certain there's a secret... Yes, finished. But nothing's happening. I knew it. A secret compartment. And inside there is... the second piece of mosaic.
What are you doing there, sir?
I was just looking at this space here.
Indeed it is. There was...
Perhaps someone removed it.
I will ask Sally about that.
That was close.
Lady Victoria, I've just returned.
Very good, Bates. Take a break for half an hour. No debate now.
They're drinking tea. I don't have any important... Everything is ready for tea time. They're so busy. Mr. Bates?
Yes?
I've noticed a huge locked door on the ground floor.
I'd keep away from that, sir.
Why?
There was fire in the rooms through there some years ago. The damage was never properly repaired. The walls have been ruined by rainwater, and the beams...
Lady Victoria.
Yes, sir?
She seems to me to be rather bitter.
She is a dignified old lady.
The death of her husband and her two sons, the murders, the castle's decline, the end of the family.
You said it, sir.
What can you tell me about Lady...
If you want to know something...
I'd like to hear your opinion. Why do you think she...
And what do you mean by that, sir? And she treats her servants accordingly. Louis would have been unable...
But neither Louis nor Lady Eleanor give the impression of being happy with the
I
arrangement.
would be aware of that, and I can tell you that
Are you not feeling too
I'm
well?
fine.
Perhaps you should have a lie down.
I'll have a lie down, when I have time.
Sally could do it. You don't
I
think...
don't think too much.
So why do you employ her?
It wasn't my idea.
Not a great choice, apparently.
It won't last long. She'll...
What can you tell me about Samuel?
Indeed, there are a few tourists who believe they have
But
seen...
not...
No. Only yesterday there was a married couple who came to see the castle, but did they find what they wanted?
That must have been quite some fire to destroy the wing like...
It was a dread... It must now be 24 years ago. Master Samuel and we were hoping that he would one day take over the castle from his... But then, they had not...
Did anyone know how the fire started?
No. Master Samuel lost his wife in the fire.
Were there any other victims of the fire?
Our cook at the time was the first to discover the fire. She became trapped by the flames, but she injured her back. Why are you interested?
Well, the young lady at the lighthouse was also burned.
I find the connection.
What kind of a man was he?
His father sent him off to boarding school early. His behavior improved at the school. The teachers described him. He got to know Miss Catherine after being at school.
What do you mean, seemed?
Well, there
Was he violent?
to her. Miss Catherine was unhappy, and if there hadn't been some wonderful times, it could have been noticeable to us at that time. After his wife's death, this nasty side of him seemed to disappear.
That is, until he returned and slaughtered.
It's terrible. We all wonder ourselves.
I'll catch you later, Bates.
Goodbye, sir.
She's so busy at the moment. I'd rather leave her. There's nothing about the well. There's nothing about the well. And until I have the key for the door. Apparently behind the door, just a few. And until I have the key for the pile of towels. I'll never be able to look in the mirror again. I'll never be able to. Huh. A big heavy wash rag. Probably older than me. So much for the nakedness in it. I don't mean to disturb you. They're drinking tea. I don't have any important questions for her right now. wainscoting. Everything is ready for tea time. As long as the ladies are drinking tea, I should choose somewhere else to make my call. An old-fashioned telephone. Who should I call? Old-fashioned telephone. So much for the naked. A lion's head. I think the lion was a symbol of immortality. See anything unusual. I'll lay the mop head directly over the plug hole. That should create a distraction. The bathtub is full to the brim and starting to overflow. Mr. Bates?
Yes?
Mr. Bates,
Sorry?
I was just going past the bathroom and the water was already
Can you please get Sally, sir?
If Sally doesn't go to the bathroom soon, Then Bates will go get her himself and find me here. Good day, Sally.
Yes?
Sally, quick! The bathroom's underwater.
What?
Bates is really mad. You must have forgotten to turn the water on.
Oh, me? But I really don't know how that could
I've
have...
had enough of your
But
excuse.
I have never left the flannel and...
Oh, her ladyship will hear about this.
They're both occupied. Bates is distracted. You can see straight away that Bates isn't well. Bates would be better off in a hospital. But he would... This bedpost looks more than... There's a slot in the side of the post. What have we got here? I've no idea who that is. There's no name on it. So what does Bates read then? Behind me. There are clothes and underwear inside. The bottle probably contains pure oxygen. Bates must be very sick. When he was sick... The portrait of an uptight, miserable gentleman. The drawer is locked. The butler is an orderly person, just as you'd expect. Bates isn't gonna leave it. A small metal box. A few documents. And a photo. That's my mother. It's a picture of Mom, Bates, and a few other servants in the snow in front of the entrance portal. Underneath it says, "The Good Spirits of Black Mirror Castle, Christmas 1969. That doesn't add up. I was born in February 1970, and in this picture, my mother doesn't look at all like she's 7 months pregnant. Does that mean... No. The photo must have been labeled wrong. Either the writing on the photo is wrong, the picture was taken apparently 2 months before I was born. Either the picture was taken, a checkbook, a few notifications, and transfer, and the handwriting is an exact match too. And this thing here could still be interesting. There's a note. That looks like some kind of an aid memoir that Bates has written out. He must have conceded that his memory wasn't. It says on Sir Egmont's portrait, the builder's eldest sister, my Christian name, the nymph's numbers. The window looks out towards the castle gate. Hopefully, they're both still occupied.
We're going to discuss
But
this
nothing happened!
only because the police officer discovered it before.
They're going downstairs. Excellent. In all the commotion, Bates will have... XVIII is written. XVI. I have no idea what that's supposed to mean. I'll give him a few minutes. Good day, Sally.
Yes?
Does the name Sir Egmont mean anything to you?
Sir Egmont? Of course.
Really?
And why do you want to know
I need
that?
the information for my investigation.
And what if I did?
What's that supposed to mean? Come
Well, one good turn. My brother Rupert's got a problem with a few speeding tickets.
on.
Maybe
Hey, slow down. I'm not the traffic police.
you can't force me. I'm not telling you anything.
Okay. So what's your brother's name?
Rupert Wood.
I'll see if there's anything. Perhaps I can fool her on this. Do you know Bates's Christian names?
What? No. Lucifer, maybe.
Okay. I won't keep...
Don't worry about it.
Can you tell me where Sally's from?
Her family has a farm in Sussex. At least that's what she told me.
Do you doubt that?
Not really. Her behavior and the way she talks.
I'll catch you later.
Goodbye, sir.
Good day, Sally.
Yes,
The thing with the tickets has been sorted out already.
you're taking the mickey, aren't ya? How
Look, the cancellation was done by our boys in Sussex. How...
Then ask your boys over there in Sussex. I want to be sure you've taken care
Okay. I won't
Ah,
keep you...
don't worry about it.
I'll give him a few minutes. Let's try. Hello, operator? Please put me through to Rupert Wood in Sussex. Yes, I'll wait. Mr. Wood, do you have a sister named Sally? Yes, my name's Inspector Falk. Yes, calm down. No, listen. No, she isn't. It seems as though someone has made a mistake. According to our record... 34. Yes, I thought so. Listen, I'm gonna delete the record, okay? Yes. No problem. Goodbye, Mr. Wood. Rupert Wood, 34, from Sussex. Now believes that... Good day, Sally.
Yes,
All right. The speeding tickets have been...
so where does my brother...
Rupert Wood, 34, domiciled in Sussex.
You're a dumb.
Okay, that's enough.
he is.
Breakfast cereal?
Sir Egmont's finest breakfast flakes. They're Bates's favourite. They're very soft.
Clever. And what does the old guy wear on his... Okay. I won't...
Don't worry about it.
That looks like some kind of a... He must have conceded that his memory... It says on Sir Egmont's portrait, the builder's eldest sister. My Christian name. Then I'll give him a few minutes. Can you tell me Bates's first name?
Now that's odd. He's been Please ask him yourself.
If that was only so simple. As I understand it, this house was built by your two ancestors.
Well, they at least laid the foundation stone.
Not the rest.
Oh no. You don't seem to be too au fait with
Who
architecture.
gave the castle its...
Many of the masters of Black Mirror improved, but the one who really had the greatest influence on the fabric of the castle, as you see it now.
Frederick Arthur Gordon. I'll go and take a bit of a look around.
Of course.
Do you know Bates' first name?
What a strange... I'm afraid I can't...
I'm going to have another look
It's
around.
nice to see.
So, Frederick Arthur Gordon, where are you? Ah, here he is. Frederick had 4 sisters. The oldest answered to the... I'll give him a few minutes. I'd rather leave. There's nothing about the well that interests me. An old-fashioned either the writing on the picture was taken. It's too heavy for a jewelry box. A chandelier in a... The water on the floor and in a pile of towels. I'll never be able to look in the mirror. She's so busy at the moment. Sir Egmont's breakfast flakes. They show some grumpy old guy in here. The documents prove that Bates had transferred money to my mom every month. Sadly, there's no proof. That looks like he must have concealed says on Sir Ed, the Builder's eldest, my Christian nymph's number. Apparently behind the door, just a few, and until I have the key for the door. There's a letter inside. It's addressed to Mr. Bates. If Bates's full name isn't going to be on the envelope, it's a bill for made according to your desired fiancé. So, Edward Bartholomew then. Weird name. And which symbol does that point to? Bates has ordered his own gravestone. His Christian names are Edward Bartholomew. There isn't really anything to see on the face of this figurine. Just a vertical line. Is it supposed to be a Roman 1? There's a Roman numeral carving the base of the figurine. 19. XX is engraved on the base. Either there's an X missing for one of its lewdness, or it's a Roman 20. Let's see. The nymphs have the numbers 1, 8, 19, and 20 on them. That would be 58 in total. That doesn't help me with the symbols. What have these numbers got to do with the aid memoir? Maybe the numbers represent letters in the alphabet. What would that give us? A-R-S-T. Tars? No. Star. Yes, of course. The symbol is a star. Bates has ordered his oldest Christian names are... I'll give him a few minutes. Do the names Edward or Bartholomew
Mean anything?
perhaps you associate,
Oh, I've always been in. Now, Edward doesn't have any significance for me. But he preached in Persia and also in India, possibly. That's why his symbol is a knife.
a knife? I think you may well have helped me with that.
Glad to. Even if I do find your questions rather odd.
Oh, it's, I'll go and take a bit of a look
Of
around.
course.
That looks like some kind of... He must have conceded that. It says on Sir Egmont's portrait, the builder's eldest sister, my Christian name, the nymph's numbers. That's it. A big key. There's only one door here whose key you... A small golden medallion. Or at least half a small golden medallion. It must have been one you could open originally. As inside is a photo of... I'm certain it looks just like the pictures of me as a child in Boston. There's something engraved on the back of it. Adrian. Is that my name? And if it is, why was it changed when I was adopted? My photo is in one... Time for a few answers. This is the only accessible room in this wing. Next door is locked, and all the other rooms are completely dilapidated. There hasn't been a fire in this fireplace for ages. There's some white ashes on the floor, but no wood. It's cool here. I can feel a draft. The wind's probably whistling right over the chimney up on the roof. Another old picture like all the rest. A woman with a rigid face and dead eyes. I can't tell when the picture was painted. Time seems to stand still in this castle. The woman's clothing isn't much different to Lady Victoria's. The woman could have lived here 200 years ago. Or 20 years ago. Rough and old. The curtains are very tasteful and can't have been cheap. They're probably even made by hand. Little light gets in through the window, and the curtains make the room even darker. Outside I can see a court. There's a huge mirror built into the wall. Quite elaborate for such a simple mirror. The mirror is very lavish and ornately framed. There seems to be some kind of mechanism at the bottom of it. I've got no idea how it works. I think something's missing. Something small is definitely missing. Something small is definitely missing. They're drinking tea. She's so busy. There's a Roman numeral. There are no answers to my... I'd rather leave him to it. There's nothing about the... I'll never be able to look in the mirror again without a shiver running down my spine. Something small is definitely missing. A ball or something. There's a small wooden plate lying here. It looks like it belongs to a game. Someone has written Ralph on the back. thing from a kid's game. There's an animal head on it. They're drinking tea. A thing from a kid's game. There's an animal head on the front. And on the back, it says Ralph. My photo is in one half of the locket. The name Adrian is engraved on the back. Hello, Ralph?
Hi, Darren.
Ralph, I've got something here and was wondering if you could maybe help me out with it.
I've got one of those too. Here, look.
A sliding block puzzle.
Yeah. Is it yours?
Lady?
Yes. I couldn't recognize her, but
Interesting.
Mr. Bubby says you can have it.
Well, that's very nice of Mr. Bubby. I need to get going, Ralph.
See you.
I remember this game from when I was a kid. I really liked playing it back. I remember this game. I've got to get it so that the number of the same colored counters in a row corresponds to the The ball's outside. Yes, it fits. The little ball rolls around the outer circle. I think the ball has to go into the hole in the middle, but I can only put it in the front. Ah, I can rotate the individual discs with this button at the front. The button's on the side. All right, then let's... Got it. Ah, the mirror. It's actually a secret door. There isn't the slightest sign of decay. In fact, this is... It looks like a nursery in an old movie. A girl... Look at this. More little balls. I've had enough of mirrors. Like in a dollhouse. Whoever it was that set this up wanted a doll for... A porcelain music box. And underneath it, the third piece of mosaic. These windows also look out in the courtyard, just like in the mirror room. Just another door that's not gonna get in my way. Just another door that's not gonna get in my way. Just another... This melody... Oh! Oh! Ah!
Adrian, wake up.
Who?
Your father had changed a lot. It poisoned him. It brought out his dark side, made him go mad. It burnt me.
Mom?
I was pregnant. Twins. The doctor said it was a miracle that I gave birth to 2 healthy children, despite my burns, despite all the suffering. A miracle. At first I didn't want you. You reminded me of him, of what happened, of my scars, the pain. I didn't want to live anymore. But then these 2 little things just lying there, helpless, innocent. I took my parents-in-law's offer, and after more than a year in various hospitals, we moved here. I needed a hiding place. I didn't want to show my face to the world. You needed a family, and yes, I thought I understood. How had it all come to that?
And Samuel?
Your father didn't know that I was still alive, and he didn't know anything about you two. I started to hate him. He ruined my life, and his parents' life. When he turned up here, after his grandfather's death, I hid myself here in my rooms, and I waited for him to disappear again. And friends had told Victoria that Samuel was a broken man after the fire. He didn't seem so nasty anymore, but I was still afraid of him. When the first murders happened, I sensed that Samuel's dark side had returned. He said that Samuel gave the impression of being quite balanced. And after all, the first incident, William's death, happened before he'd arrived. They didn't believe me when I told them how quickly and completely the curse would take control of him. Bates and
Did Angelina go up to the castle?
No, not really. She went to Dreary Castle and a disfigured like me.
What happened then?
2 years ago, she came to visit the castle for a few weeks. I didn't think she was in danger. All the other women of the family were left but somehow it struck her. It made her think that she was tempting for a child who perhaps never once be worked out, that she was absorbed in things that should never have seen the light. We reinitiated the order and hired someone to track her down after she escaped.
Reginald Boris.
Right. Once he tracked her down to Bideford, we gave orders to do whatever was needed to keep Angelina warm.
What was it that drove my father?
The castle.
What do you mean?
Happy child. Both of you were. You enchanted them, but your behavior changed here in the castle, Adrian. We'd have just been living here. We became aggressive. It was a miracle that she only broke her arm.
Did you give me away because of that?
I didn't give you away, but I saw Samuel's look in your eyes. Mrs. Michaels, the cook, who tried to pull me out of the flames, and you can't imagine how happy I was when I
I
heard.
mean, this castle made me sick.
The people here believe that there is a curse. Perhaps the curse means that
Did the order imprison me in the bunker? And
no. We first found out from Miss Valley that we decided to get you away from here and tell you the plain truth. We feared that Angelina had got you.
It wasn't Angelina. Or at least not her alone.
That wasn't one of us. The order searched the whole area and we finally found you in our own. We drugged you and we took you to Wales. Miss Valley was already on the way to explain everything to.
What role do Bates and Lady Victoria...
They, like me, have witnessed what the curse can do to good people.
They've brought the order back into being. An order that was founded...
Till it was forgotten.
Who are the members of the order?
Victoria, Bates, Eleanor, and myself are committed to the order.
Because her brother Vic fell prey to...
That's right.
Who killed
I
Angelina?
don't know. Victoria thinks that Angelina might have done...
Pouring gas all over herself and setting herself...
No. Perhaps.
Or...
Impossible. We followed you through the sewer system.
Then it was the
I
great...
doubt that we don't know him. It must be somebody who knows about him. If I knew Angelina was a good child, she had recovered. You have to get... Oh, we don't know who killed Angelina.
After my blood.
That's why we have to get you. And secondly, you, this castle. This whole area isn't good. You'll hallucinate and maybe one...
I mean, I'll
I
see.
don't know. I only know that a major...
All right then.
Talk to Bates. He'll arrange plane tickets.
It's...
It's all too much. I know.
So, you know now, Master Adrian.
Yes.
When I heard your accent, I thought it might be you, Master Adrian. But I was only sure once you showed me the photograph.
You knew she was dead?
Yes. Her ladyship and I drove.
Why all the smoke and mirrors? Why didn't you just...
We didn't know how you'd react. I went to the village. Lady Victoria thought it would be best to keep you occupied.
That won't be necessary.
I'm glad to hear that. Ask Lewis for the tickets.
Thank you, Bates.
They've retired.
You know, there must still be...
Yes, I believe
Someone from the castle?
or from the village.
And ultimately cleared their partner. Hey, Lewis.
What is it now?
Are you back already?
What are you talking about?
Bates said he'd sent Sally to you, so you drive her to
Why a travel agent? If he's...
You mean...
I haven't seen her since this
What's
morning.
going on? One of those three the murderer? Only one of them has left the ground since I got here. Well,
Not if I see you.
the door is locked. Oh my God, Sally! She's dead. Oh, come on. Think, Darren. Bates may have well told her to sort out the tickets. The unknown antagonist then murdered her before she could reach Lewis. That means all three of them could be innocent. Well, yeah, well, apart from Sally. The window's open, but no one could have climbed in here. The window is closed. Lots of roofs. The water is boiling hot. voice is some bastard forced her face under the water. Is she pointing to... What could she have been pointing to? Was something reflected there? I don't understand it. What could she have been pointing to? The water is boiling hot. There really is something written on the tide. That must mean that Bates isn't the murderer. I mean, how could Sally have written B on the tides? And when? As her head was being held underwater and she was frantically fighting for her life? I'm not gonna make it that easy for you. You're gonna... Bates is the one I can trust the most. It's... Oh no! The castle is burning! I can't get out. I can't get out that way without protection. I'd be engulfed. Okay, think, Darren. Excellent. It's dripping. Bates! Can you hear me?
Adrian, it's all over.
Don't worry, I'll get you out of here.
No.
But you...
Listen, boy. Don't let it corrupt you too. Defend.
How should I defend myself?
Get away from here and don't ever come back. Run, Darren Michael.
Okay, I'll go.
Ah, there you are. I was starting to worry I'd started the fire too soon.
What? It was you? You killed Angelina?
I started the fire, yes. And I locked, so don't force me to be one.
What is all this?
This is no time for long. The car's waiting. Where?
All right then, Lewis. What have you got to do with the Gordons? Why are you chasing this illusion?
I'm not interested in the curse.
He's only after the money.
That...
Hello, dear brother.
What are you doing?
I'm fulfilling my destiny. I will evoke.
Boris? And Sally? And my...
She guessed who I was when I was standing at her door. She wanted to. She banged her head on the side table.
What's this all about? What do you
I
want?
cannot enter the academy nor the summoning chamber. You just can't imagine my disappointment when I had to acknowledge that Richard's blood wouldn't do, and my delight when I found you.
And the whole time you never knew about?
No. Our mother and the others kept the secret very well hidden. I came to Biddeford to wrap you around my little finger, and it worked well.
What was all that with Reginald Boris?
The Order put him on my back. As I found out, Boris wanted to sideline me by putting me in the frame for Fuller's. My plan was to take you back with me to England. But as long as Boris was around, I would. So I flew back to England and called you up. And just as I
And your death? Who had
The good Miss Valley built the Order back up again. After there had been no sign, no wonder that she hung around there so much. Samuel, our father, killed her little brother Vic. I had to protect myself.
So you murdered...
And killed two birds with one stone. No pun intended. All I had to do was forge my diary entries and lure you into the castle.
Wasn't that a big risk? Sending me into the castle?
Of course. But what choice did I have? I couldn't go myself, and if anyone could find the mosaic tiles, it was. I guess that you'd found out about our secret. But we always.
Set fire to the castle?
How'd you arrive at that?
Mom?
Now, get in there. Stand there, Mother.
Listen, Angelina.
Shut it. Lewis, guard the door. And you.
Let me guess. I've got to open the door.
Correct. Put the...
The tile fits exactly into one of the grooves. The second tile fits too. Okay, all the tiles are... There are 3 grooves in the stone plinth. You open the gate. There are 3 grooves in the stone plinth. Very narrow, but a few Don't worry, Mom. I'll get
Shut up! You should be worrying about me.
Listen!
I don't think we've got anything to talk
You
about.
kidding?
That means I'm not interested in...
I've got nothing to say to them. There are 3 grooves in the stone plinth. Very narrow. There are 3 grooves in... There are 3 grooves in the stone. There are 3 grooves and there are 3 grooves. That's strange. The candle on the plinth. There has to be something about the lion head and the flare. Maybe I can...
I don't think so. Cut open your hand on the wall.
You want me to...
Do it!
Don't do it, Darren. You mustn't open the gate
I'll
for her.
count to 3. 3.
Stop!
That's it! Come on, get in there.
Impressive. It looks like it's been a real long time since anyone has been in here.
This is just the beginning. I can feel the power. Mordred is here. Very close.
Crap.
The Academy's builder picked 8 chosen ones who guard over the power. The gate should only be opened when all 8 are standing on these stone slabs. Otherwise, death will follow. So it says in the old writings.
Oh well, I guess we can forget that. There's just...
Don't be stupid. You'll think of something, dear brother.
She's complete. It's no good. It seems like each of the 8 slabs has to be loaded, but what if one of the 8 chosen ones suddenly and irreplaceably dies? They must have taken some precautions against that happening. A total of 8 stone slabs embedded in the floor. Let's see. That wasn't so great. There's a note line here. There's a semicircle drawn on the note. It's made up of 8 different symbols. I reckon that this is some kind of a user manual for the floor slabs. There's a knife or something drawn on the 3rd tile from the left. Also, there's a flower on the outer left one. The left-hand middle one has a sun. The right-hand middle one has water. And the outer right one is a snowflake. They're gargoyles, demons, maybe even the devil. I've got no idea. A heavy metal lattice gate. A heavy metal... The stone door looks pretty heavy. My poor mother is completely terrified. She's reliving... I've got nothing to say to them. Angelina?
What is it?
You have to stand on one of the stone slabs.
So I can then get a knife in my ribs? I don't think so.
The stone slabs are connected to the grate. If you don't...
Then she should stand on it. Where should she go?
What do you want from me exactly?
You still don't get... Open the grate. You only have to...
On my own.
You'll think of some...
There's a semicircle drawn on the note. It's made up of... I reckon that this is some kind... There's a knife or something drawn on the 3rd tile from the left. Also, there's a flower on the outer left one. The left-hand middle one has a sun. The right-hand middle one has water. And the outer right one is a snowflake. Okay, very carefully now. Oh! There's a semicircle drawn on the note. It's made up of 8 different symbols. I reckon that this is some kind of a... There's a knife or something drawn on the 3rd tile from the left. Also, there's a flower on the outer left one. The left-hand middle one has a sun. The right-hand middle one has water. And the outer right one is a snowflake. No thanks. I'll pass on that one. There's a semicircle drawn on the note. I reckon that this is some kind of a user as a knife or something drawn on the 3rd tile from the left. Also, there's a flower on the outer left one. The left-hand middle one has a sun. Oh! Oh! No, I'm not doing it. A stone slab in the floor with a red symbol on it and a stone slab in the floor with a... The stone door looks pretty heavy. Angelina?
What is it?
Mom, can you please stand on the stone? A repulsive figure. Some demon or a... People in medieval times were very superstitious. For them, nature was full of spirits, demons. says here, dress of green and hat of white, all would agree a welcome sight, with bells that in the wind do swing, heralding the start of spring. It says dress of green. The murals look ancient. The colors, I find this motif unusual. In the Middle Ages, they either painted religious. On this panel is written, make things harder, make things softer, make a not too close, and I'll On this panel is make things harder, make things softer, make a rich man not too close but too close, and I'll There's some kind of mechanism fitted here. Lots of symbols. That didn't work. Perhaps I should read, and then I've got to adjust the answer symbols to. There's a rhyme on the panel. Sails I have, but sail I don't. At least not on the sea. But round and round and up and down, working, grinding up with my back teeth, producing the main ingredient which you need to make your daily. Here's written, in the air it flies, on the ground it lies. It adorns the trees, makes old men wheeze. It's dress of green and hat of white. All would agree a welcome sight, with bells that in the wind. Didn't. Perhaps I should read through the slabs again, and then I've got to adjust the answer symbols to. It says, dress of green and hat of white, all would agree a welcome sight, with bells that in the wind do swing, heralding the start of spring. It said, dress of green and hat of white, all would agree a welcome sight, with bells that in the wind do swing, heralding the. On this panel, make things harder, make things softer, make a rich man not too close, and I'll devour. There's a rhyme. Sails I have, but sail but round and up and down, grinding up with my back teeth, the main ingredient. Here's written, in the air it flies, on the ground it lies. It adorns the trees, makes old men wheeze, on the stove it. There's water here. The light can only penetrate a few meters. I'd never ever. puzzle room. A richly ornate staff. A richly ornate staff. Mom?
Yes. Adrian?
Would you please stand on the stone slab right there?
Is it safe?
Yes. Trust me.
All right then.
Unbelievable. The machines and apparatus look quite complicated and are made of metal. A huge block of stone. It's gotta weigh at least a ton. The weight must be keeping the big lattice gate down there closed. A big panel of bars and buttons. That's no, not now. A rope that must be connected to the mechanism. A rope that must be... A rope that must be connected... These symbols are painted on the wall next to each rope. I guess... These symbols are painted... No idea what these gears do. Why are people so creative when it comes to weapons? If they were capable of building something like this, imagine all the... Better not now. No, I'm not doing that. I've got nothing to say to that pig. Angelina?
What is it?
Mom, can you please stand on the... It says dress of green. There's a semicircle drawn on the note. It's made up of... I reckon there's a knife. Also, there's a semicircle drawn on the note. I reckon that this is some kind of a use. There's a knife or something drawn on the third tile from the left. Also, there's a flower on the outer left one. The left-hand middle one has a sun. The right-hand middle one has water. And the outer right... I think I've deactivated the stone slab. At least it's locked into place. There's a semicircle drawn on the note. I reckon that this is some kind of a user. There's a knife or something drawn on the third tile from the left. Also, there's a flower on the outer left one. The left-hand middle one has a sun. The right-hand middle one has water. A richly ornate... The stone slab is locked into place, but nothing else is happening. A richly ornate staff from out of the puzzle room. There's a I reckon that this is some kind of a user manual for the floor slabs. There's a knife or something drawn on the third tile from the left. Also, there's a flower on the outer left one. The left-hand middle one has a sun. Looks like the stone slab is locked into place. Angelina?
What is it?
Can Catherine stand on the stone slab over to the right? A rope that must be connected to the mechanism. Can't tell where it leads. Levers, I can choose whether I want to select the symbol on the left. The bars can be moved, and it seems like I can... think I know now which rope I have to cut to spring the right trap. The stone block should land on the slab. I hope I'm not mistaken. A rope that must be connected. Levers, bar. I can choose. The bars can be. Levers. I can choose. The bars can be. Levers. I can choose whether I want to select the symbol on the left. The bars can be moved. And it seems like I can enter the answer with the big button. I know now which rope I have to cut to spring the right trap. The stone block should land on the slab. I hope I'm not mistaken. A rope that must be connected to the mechanism. A rope that must be... Okay, I think I know now which rope I have to cut to spring the right trap. The stone block should land on the slab. I hope I'm not mistaken. It's gotta be the right rope for the... I just need a knife to cut through it. Mom?
Yes.
Angelina?
What is it?
There are holes in the wall there. The lattice gate open. A knife was released when the trap. I'll take it. Quickly now. Hopefully this is...
What are you doing?
That was...
One more slip up like that, and our mother gets...
Yes, alright.
That's what I thought.
Okay, now 4 of the stone slabs are deactivated. Catherine's standing on it. This is my chance. Hopefully my plan's gonna work. Oh! Angelina?
What is it?
Listen, there's really no other way.
All right then.
Got
But
it. I think I've disarmed all the traps. Mom, you stay there. Lewis stands over there.
I think we... You got nothing
Do what
against...
you want.
Very clever. And so ruthless.
Don't worry. You're next.
The weight is on the slab. What?
Lewis is dead. Don't you care?
He wouldn't have left these ruins alive. Go on.
Some kind of holder.
Finally. Go on. Yes, Master.
What? Was that Mordred?
Run! Ah!
Whoa. That's a...
I heard something.
The order. That must...
Stop him! He mustn't be allowed to evoke him!
Calm down, people. I... Damn! I'm on your side. Damn idiots. Angelina isn't here, and she hasn't gone past me. Either she's still in the summoning chamber. Whoa! The side doors closed when the big gate opened. There's a seriously deep abyss that way. Behind me is the Order, who'd rather kill me than think first.
You went that way.
There's no choice. I have to face up to Angela. It could be a trap. Maybe it's the only chance to save Mom. Is she here?
No.
Come, let's get you out of here.
No. Don't you understand, Adrian? It's not about me. It's not only about you either. Your father caused a lot of...
I don't intend to.
That's not your decision.
Exactly. It's about infinite power. Divine power. Power that has been sleeping for too long.
Screw you.
I don't like to repeat myself.
I don't like to repeat myself either. Screw you.
The next bullet is going through your kneecap.
You won't get any further without me. You can't.
But I don't need her. And what can you do without an eye? A hand?
There is no curse. It's It's a mental illness. It's passed down from generation to generation and causes...
Delusions. And what do you call this? Read.
Soda Car, Usadir, Caraxo Zodere, Motarebe, Vaxto Sabra Ve, Malior, Vaxto Sabra, Malior im Ibute, Amenia Vibusadir, Amena Voxatakar.
Yes. Yes! And now?
Angelina, it's lunacy. Even if there was a curse, then it only affected...
No, me too. I can hear them.
Angelina, please!
I'm sorry, dear brother. I need your blood and no other. Ah!
Ha ha ha!